Mortal Kombat is a video game series that is full of blood and gore, and one of the best things to do in the community is talk about DLC suggestions and theories for who could be joining our roster. Now, I talk about this often on the channel, but when I make videos like that, I'm usually talking about characters that actually have a chance, like Kratos or Doomslayer, etc. But that's exactly why in today's video, I'll be doing the exact opposite. I asked you guys for your Mortal Kombat DLC suggestions that make no sense, but I will be treating these suggestions as if they were as serious as any other character. We have characters on this list that have little to zero chance of ever making it even close to a Mortal Kombat game, but I'm going to be breaking down what it would look like and how awesome some of these characters could actually be. If you want more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and if you guys are new, make sure to help me reach this 20,000 subscriber goal by the end of the year. With that being said, let's get into it. Now, this first suggestion is really going to set the stage for the rest of the video, trust me, which is why the first character we're talking about is Sonic the Hedgehog. That's right, this little blue hedgehog is one of the greatest video game characters of all time, and seeing him in Mortal Kombat would be insane. It's actually really good timing with his third live action movie coming out very soon, so I think that the timing would actually work if they were to add Sonic into Mortal Kombat 1. Now, this is a character that would play a lot like Cabal because he's very fast, he'd be hard to catch, but he'd probably be really annoying. It'd be really cool if instead of blood coming out of him, it would be his rings from the game. I think that would be a really fun detail. A fatal blow with Sonic would probably be him turning into Super Sonic and doing like 1,000 punches really fast, something like that. I think it'd be really cool if we got a Metal Sonic skin or like a Sonic .exe skin. I don't know if people remember that, but that was an old game back in the day. I think that would be really funny. His fatality would probably be similar to Cabal's, involving, you know, him being really fast, dragging somebody by the foot while they like turn to shreds or something like that. That would be how they would probably do a character like Sonic the Hedgehog. The next character on this list is pretty much the opposite of everything that Mortal Kombat is. We're talking about Kirby. This character looks like a gumball. Like, they have, the closest they have ever gotten to blood is Super Smash Bros. And when I tell you that this would actually be kind of funny to see in Mortal Kombat, I think it would be pretty great. This is a character that would probably play like Shang Tsung because Kirby does steal powers. You know, they do like the little suck in their body, whatever, and then they get the powers like that, which would be really fun to see a Kirby version of all the different Mortal Kombat characters. One of the advantages of this character is that they probably have a really small hitbox. Now, none of these characters really make sense with like the X-ray system and stuff like that, so we're just going to ignore it. But characters like Kirby, which being so small, would actually give a pretty good advantage during a match. A fatality involving Kirby would probably be them like eating the character, sucking them into their mouth paws, and then like throwing up bones. You know, not too graphic, it's really playful, but you know, we're talking about Kirby here. The third character on this list, and one that I think would actually work really well, is Yugi Muto from Yu-Gi-Oh! This is one of my favorite characters in anime, like in general, and this is a character that I have already seen in a fighting game before if you guys have played Jump Force. Now, in Jump Force, he uses like his cards to kind of summon characters to help him during his fight, and I think that's probably how he would play a lot in Mortal Kombat as well. He'd probably like take some setups, you know, get Dark Magician in there, get Black Luster Soldier, Exodia, etc. Dude, if we got Karibo in the fight, that'd be super cool. But that's basically how he would play. He'd basically be like behind the scenes making these characters fight with his cards. I think a fatality would obviously involve different Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You know, obviously Dark Magician would be a really cool character to do a fatality again, or like Gaia, the soldier guy, I can't remember his full name, or even Exodia if you get like a flawless victory. That'd be really cool. Number 4 on this list is the GOAT, Godzilla. Now, this character makes so little sense. We would have to scale Godzilla down, obviously, but I mean, think of the abilities that he could have, using like his tail to swing, his like claws to punch and stuff, using the atomic breath to just blast the character across the screen. I think that would be really cool, especially with like a fatality. We could have Godzilla like picking them up and like eating them and ripping them in half and seeing all like the fibers of their body like get torn apart. It'd be super graphic. Or a fatality using the atomic breath as well. Like, this would be really cool to see in a Mortal Kombat game. I'd love to see Godzilla scaled down so that way he could fight characters like the Mortal Kombat roster. The next character on this list is definitely one of those characters that just makes no sense, and that is Captain Planet. This is a character that has, you know, elemental powers similar to like the Avatar, but he'd probably play a lot like Cetrion, which we've seen a character like this in Mortal Kombat 11, but he's probably actually stronger than Cetrion. I think he has even more elemental powers than Cetrion. It'd be really random having a character like this be translated from like a cartoon style, so we'd probably have to give him an updated look that actually looks kind of cool and edgy like Mortal Kombat does. A fatality in this game would probably include him using all the elements together, you know, like shooting water at them and then like striking it with lightning and setting them like a flame and stuff like that, using all of the elements similar to how Cetrion did in Mortal Kombat 11. The next character on this list I think would actually be really fun in Mortal Kombat and definitely makes no sense is Bender from Futurama. I personally love Futurama. I put it on before I go to bed a lot. It's very, very comfort show for me, and I think Bender could actually have a lot of cool, unique moves because he's a robot and he's tech-based, so there's a lot of opportunity for like weapons and stuff like that. Bender is also a very, very funny cartoon character, and he's very, very snarky and cocky, and I think his intro dialogues would fit perfectly, especially against characters like Johnny Cage. I think that Bender's intros would easily be the best in the game. A fatality for Bender would obviously include a lot of variety with his weapons, because his body can like create these different things or has them like in these compartments, but it abides by the rules of cartoons where like you don't actually have to show all of that, you only can use it when it's necessary. And obviously he's going to be smoking a cigar during his fatality. If they wanted to do a secondary fatality, I would definitely use some of the extra cast, like Fry and all the different characters that are in that show to, you know, give the fans something bigger than they expected. Number 7 on this list is actually a character that I've seen a lot of people request in the past, especially during Mortal Kombat X, because it was closer to this character's video game release, and that is Alice from Alice in Wonderland. Now, there's two different versions of Alice, right? There's the cartoon version, the blonde version that everyone like knows and loves from like Disney, iconic character, right? And then there's the Madness Returns Alice, which is like this black-haired goth girl who like has this knife during the whole game. It's a very dark, grim game. So if they wanted to do Alice in Mortal Kombat 1, they would probably use the Madness Returns Alice. This is a character that has been through a lot of shit and could definitely, you know, show just how dangerous she is. She's been through the entire Wonderland, and this is an evil version of the Wonderland. I think a lot of her moves would obviously use her knife, the potions, and assistance from different side characters, obviously. A fatality forcing them to eat like the cake that says "eat me" and making them grow and grow and grow, similar to Rain's fatality in Mortal Kombat 9, where they just keep growing and growing and growing, and then they just explode, would be really, really funny. Alright, number 8 on this list is a character very similar to Yugi, and you're probably already guessing, that's right, Ash from Pokemon. This is a character that makes no sense. Nintendo would never allow this. Game Freak would never allow Ash to be in Mortal Kombat. But just imagine a dark, grim version of these Pokemon taking out the Mortal Kombat roster. It would be super fun to be able to see characters like Chimchar or Charizard like light these characters on fire, or see, you know, characters like Squirtle or Pikachu really give like a realistic depiction of what would happen if they were actually in a fight using their different elemental powers. It would be really, really cool. Obviously Ash would use, you know, the Pokeballs to throw out these different characters, and the Pokemon would be like the main focus of who's actually fighting. A fatality would obviously be really, really cool if they could use the different Pokemon to use a fatality, but I also think one that is more personal to Ash would be throwing a Pokeball at the opponent, and then their body like has to condense into this small little sphere, and it just like crushes them, and there's blood and guts going everywhere while their body is getting to the size of a baseball. That would be really, really clever. Number 9 on this list is a character that I've definitely seen requested for multiverses, but it's a character that has definitely been requested more in Mortal Kombat 9 and 11, not as much in Mortal Kombat 1, but ridiculous nonetheless, and that is Walter White from Breaking Bad. This is a character that makes no sense for a Mortal Kombat game. I think people just love Bryan Cranston so much and the character of Walter White. This dude is a meth dealer slash teacher. Like, he has no fighting experience, really. His moves, if they really wanted to give him some like really cool moves, they could could give him like a blue meth sword that's like crystallized. I think that would be kind of fun. Or the meth bomb that he uses in season 1. I think that that'd be like about it for how much he uses. I mean, he uses a gun sometimes, but it's more for show, if anything. The fatality would probably just be a meth overdose, if I'm being honest with you guys. All right, the last character on this list is one that I've seen requested just a few times, but when I hear it, I think this is ridiculous, but then I think about it and I kind of want to see it in Mortal Kombat, and that is the GOAT, Finn the Human. Now, this is a character that I love to see in multiverses, and seeing a, edgy version of Finn the Human in Mortal Kombat 1 would actually be really cool. One that puts some respect on this character's name, who has been used by every character in Adventure Time, if we're being honest. This is a character who is also too heroic for this series. Like, he is the most heroic character, probably besides like Deku from My Hero, but he does love to fight, so it makes sense. I think having his different swords be customizables in the game would be really cool. He's got plenty of swords throughout the series, and I think that there's like the grass sword, the Finn sword, like, is there like a Hope sword? I think, like the white one, unless that one's the Finn sword, and I'm thinking of, you know what I mean. There's like the red demon sword. There's plenty of swords in the series. His fatal blow would be really cool if like he charged up and then Jake came like around him and he became the Jake suit version of Finn. That'd be really fun. And then just like punched a bunch and, was really strong using the Jake suit. And his fatality would probably obviously be using the sword, since it's one of the customizables, and being able to see it in a cutscene being the fatality would be really refreshing. There you have it, guys. That is 10 ridiculously weird Mortal Kombat fan requests that I have seen online so far. Now, if you guys want to leave even more ridiculous requests down below in the comments, please do so, and maybe I'll make a part 2 if this video does well. If we get to like 500 likes, I'll probably make a part 2. With that being said, if you guys like the video, make sure to drop a like and help me reach 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year by clicking that subscribe button. Now, like this video, I wanted to make it as serious as I do the other DLC character videos. I want you guys to have your voice heard in the Mortal Kombat community, even if it's characters as stupid as Kirby for DLC in Mortal Kombat 1. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Have fun, be respectful, peace.